Hello everyone and welcome to Starmade. So I've always kind of wanted to record this game, but I never really got into it. Mainly because, well, as you can see, I have upgraded my computer. You can probably tell from the fact that this is actually running smoothly. So, yeah, so I've got a new computer, and Starmade's one of my favorite games, to be honest. It's really good. It's such a fun game. It's like, it's very common to describe it as like Minecraft in space, but it's kind of different. It's obviously block-based, voxel-based, whatever you might call it, but it's also very, like, I find that there's almost more creativity to be had than you could in Minecraft, because you can have things fly around, move around. You can build on planets too, so if you wanted to build like a cool like castle building, you could do that. It's just not really the focus of this game, but it is an option. I don't think anybody's ever really thought of it because it's not really what you do in this game much. But anyways, the goal of this game is, well, it's kind of, there's no exact storyline, but you basically build spaceships. You can take over planets, fight pirates, merchants, trade with merchants. Like, this guy's a merchant. It always spawns you. The spawn location is always one of these big shops. And yeah, so it looks like I've got me. There's some trader ships. Where are they? I've highlighted one over here. So they actually have AI fleets, which haven't always been in the game, but they are now. So that's really cool. They also recently updated the stars. It used to be like this star. This is obviously the one I'm in the same star system as, but it used to look like, say, that one, but a little brighter, like that star. But now they actually look like a sun, which is a pretty big improvement, to be honest. So I am going to make a ship. It's going to be called Starting Miner, because the goal of using it, I'm going to start mining some asteroids, and with the asteroids mined, I'm gonna use the resources I get from mining them to build more spaceship components, and we can get to bigger ships, and we can get to combat ships, and start fighting pirates, and taking their resources, getting stronger, building huge battleships, crazy mining capital ships. It's gonna be crazy if I ever get that far. I'm not exactly the most patient person with the kind of builds, so who knows, but I'll have fun with it either way. So we're going to start out by building a mining ship. So what that entails is salvage beams, power, thrusters, and power supply, or I just said power, stabilize, because right now the way the power system works is you build a reactor out of the power supply blocks, and then you have to build a stabilization reactor out of these blocks. And the further away the stabilizers, I don't know why they did this, it's just to encourage like different style of builds, I guess. The further away the stabilizer is from the power, the more stabilizing it does. So it's better for stabilization if you have the stabilizers further away from the power. So that's kind of the basic how the components work. I also need thrust, so I'll do that. This is a very bad looking ship at the moment because I'm really just using, I'm not going for looks yet because I don't have the resources to really do anything crazy. So I'm just going for something that's simply going to mine for me, and that's all I want. That's all I really care about. So I've got thrust, power, salvage modules, and a little bit of shields. I have shield capacitors, which increase capacity, and shield rechargers, which increase the recharge speed of shields. So I'm already seeing some asteroids up there, which is really good. So if we can go into pilot mode. So this doesn't look very good right now because the way it works is I'm seeing from the ship core. That's where my camera is. But what you can actually do is if you go into, I believe it's ship. Yeah, you could buy a camera, and then I can go into build mode by hitting Z, come up here, and I'll place the camera, say, right there. And now, when I go back into flight mode, if I use the arrow left and right keys, I'm now in here. So it kind of makes the flight a little weird, the way you're moving. It's not centralized anymore. But it works out, and it works really well. So as you can see, those are some trader ships up there, and they are mining that asteroid. You can see the lasers hitting it up there, which is really cool. I was going to go ahead and mine. There were some blue ones I saw. There they are. I don't want to mine the same ones as the mining fleet. Honestly, it doesn't matter, but so I'm going to hit G, put those things into my hotbar, the salvage beam, and the jump drive, which is going to let me travel a lot faster by letting me jump between. Whoa. What is with the coloring on this? Oh, it's the lighting. See, I've never had my settings turned up high enough to really see it. I've always had them low, but now that I have my settings up, thanks to having a decent computer, or a good computer, it looks really good. And oh my, I could even see the shadow of my ship on there. I know that's not exactly the craziest thing, but playing on my old computer, I was on minimum graphics settings, and I'm on maximum this time around. So we're just going to mine some of this blue asteroid, and then once we do that, we can go ahead and what I want to do. So if I hit M, I can go into the map. So you can see by the color, it's divided into squares, cubes, and each cube has a star, and you can see that this is a galaxy, and I believe there's actually more galaxies if you go far enough. I don't know how far you have to go, but anyway, you can see some of the cubes are colored. That's factions. So the red, I believe, is traders. The traders, the merchants, yeah, outcasts. I'm not sure exactly which area the outcasts. I've never actually met them because I've never typically gone that far. And then there's also, what are they? There's outcasts, scavengers, and traders. So it seems like I'm already negative with them in reputation, meaning they might attack me upon seeing me. Oh, and the traders don't... I never knew this. I didn't know how their relation works, but I mined their resources, so I've actually lost reputation with them, so I shouldn't mine in their systems. So I've been getting 1 value for no aggression. Scavengers are violent. They only care for themselves and are willing to do whatever it takes to achieve their goals. Spaciously placed, and it has driven them to the extremes. So the scavengers, I've never actually met them. The outcasts, comprised of any alien species. The harshness of space has left these people without a home, and so they rely on each other to survive. They aren't particularly strong, but treat outsiders with justifiable awareness. So I don't know, maybe negative 250 doesn't mean they're going to attack me on sight. I'm pretty sure the scavengers do, because they're violent people, and I'm already negative 1,000. So, okay, so right away I'm thinking I don't want to be in trader territory, so I want to go to the nearest cube that isn't, which would be directly above me. So if I come here, if you explore 15 sectors, you can get a map of the system. So you can see it's pretty empty here. I don't even know where the star is in this one. If I go to 15 sectors, which is like these little internal cubes, these smaller ones, then I get a map including orbits, asteroid systems, etc. But I want to do that up here because this is where I think I'm going to start setting up my first base. So where have I set that waypoint? It's this way. So I'm charging up my jump drive here. I'm going to start flying in that direction. So you can see the bottom right, my jump drive is charging. I'm just holding click to do that. And once it charges, it'll jump me, I believe, like 8 kilometers towards the thing. So it's going to take a few jumps. So I'll show you the first jump, probably cut out next couple ones, and be on my way. So here we go. This is what a jump drive looks like when you use it. As you can see, it just jumped me like, what was that, 6 kilometers towards, it's like, I think it matches up to a certain amount of sectors. But anyway, yeah, that's basically the gist. I will go to this area, system and see what's up. Okay, so I've arrived here, and this is terrifying, and I don't know what's going on. Why does it look like this? There's like a supernova or something happening over there. What the hell, man? I can see planets in there, bits of stars. It looks like a battlefield, man. What is going on? It's barren, too. There's no, like, I'm looking at my navs, and there's no nearby things. Are these stars I'm looking towards? Like, if I look at this, that looks like stars, because that would make sense. It follows a sort of belt like that. But what the hell? This is scary, dude. It looks like I'm in the atmosphere of something. It's It looks like I'm right in the sun or something. What is going on? That's the star right there. This is really weird. I just realized I was still moving. What the hell? Okay. So I don't like the look of this system because it's burning my eyes. So let's go to this one. And I'm going to just fly there directly instead of jumping because I can get the system exploration if I stick here. So yeah, that's really weird and kind of terrifying. Oh, okay, I was in this system. Whoops. So that's where my ship is, this one, and this is where my waypoint is. So I'm going to go up here, because if I go diagonally, I'll explore more sectors quicker. Yeah, this is really weird. I've never seen space like that. Whoa! Oh, okay, I thought it had calmed down and not been so bright anymore, and I would have been fine with being here in that case. But it's not. So we're going to go to the other star system and see what it looks like, because I think the way the texturing is designed is that depending on what star you're in, or what star system you're in, it changes. Because this was a very sudden change. And it was like, I thought I had like gone directly into the star, because as soon as I went forward, it was like showing this. And look at that, it's fading out. Just becoming a regular blackness of space now. So that was weird. I've obviously seen different textures of like, and designs of the star systems, but nothing like that. That was crazy. Anyways, so now I'm in this new system, which isn't as terrifying as the other one. And we're going to go through here. And I visited 3 already, so by the time I get like to here or something, I should have visited all 15 sectors I need to. It'll show me orbits, space stations, everything in this system once I map that amount. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so we finished the scan, but right now I'm a little preoccupied. It just finished right now, but I'm trying to back away, because if I go back forward, you'll see that was a pirate station, and I have no weapon systems, nothing on this ship. I do not want to mess with that. They will destroy me in seconds if I get too close. So I'm going to back away until they are no longer even near in range. But on the plus side, I'm seeing 2 shops on my HUD already. So I finished the scan. Now you can see there's all these lines have appeared in this system. It's a bit hard to see with the background, but we've got the yellow line. I believe the yellow line is an asteroid belt, and purple lines are planetary orbits. So there's 3 planets in the system and 1 asteroid belt, and what appears to be plenty of shops. So there's a shop. Let me take off the waypoint. So if I plot path to current where I am, it'll take off the waypoint. I see a shop right there, but for some reason it's not showing up on the map. Maybe it's one of these undiscovered stations, because you actually have to go to a station to see what it is. I already know that I think that one, or that one, is a pirate station, and not to be messed with, probably. But let's go to this shop, see if it appears. Is it this one? Whoa, gonna crash. Crashing actually doesn't do anything. We don't have that yet. Oh god, that's scary. Yeah, I don't like that. I'd rather not stick around here very long, but I think when you're close to a shop, you're immune to attack, or at least when you dock to it. I don't have a dock, though, so that's still not good. Actually, that reminds me, first, what I want to do. So I'm going to take a planet over, and if I take a planet over, that means I can claim the system for myself, and that, I believe, gives me resource buffs as well as a territory for my faction, which I actually have to create a faction for that to work. But first of all, I want, okay, so I got a faction module, and that'll let me take the planet, but I also want docking. I want a rail docker and a rail, so that the rail docker will go on my ship and allow me to dock to the rail, which I will place on a planet. And then I also want a build block for planet building and a couple of storage and cargo space. These are, I'm going to start manufacturing stuff later, but for now, these are what I'm taking, so I can get the basics down on this planet, as well as I might grab, oh, power is expensive. Okay, let's buy a few of those, but I don't want to buy a ton, because they're not actually that hard to manufacture once I'm on a planet. So, should I go to a green planet, a desert planet? Those are the 2 options. I got 2 desert planets and a green, and I'm thinking, I always go to green ones, so I'm thinking let's go to a desert one. So the planets actually do move, I believe, throughout the system. They do orbit. So having a planetary base means it will move around. But honestly, that's fine. I'm pretty sure the whole thing orbits. Everything is in an orbit around here. But I'm not 100% sure. See, I just see Station, Pirate Station, Edda. Oh, and now the shop's on the map. Okay. You know why it wasn't on the map? Because I was in the same sector. So I was covering it. Because when I'm in here, you see this big ship, and that was in the way. And it only shows one thing per system, I believe. So this isn't trader territory, luckily for us. So I'm not sure which is the scavengers and which are the outcasts. I'm pretty sure these might be the outcasts, because they're far away, so they'd be outcasts. So you can see this planet load in. And we're going to find a relatively flat side of it. So the way the planets are designed is like kind of odd. Oh, wow, this is a crazy looking area, man. Look at that. There's cactuses, and it goes straight basically halfway down to the core of the planet. The planets are not very big in this game, but it'll work. So, I'm not seeing any really flat surfaces to work with here. Like, I'd rather... Why do I keep accidentally spinning? I don't want to spin. I'd rather that it was relatively flat. Like, this is decent. I could probably work with this. But, I don't know. Okay, nope, never mind. I thought that was flat, and then there's a giant hole. So, before we do anything... I keep spinning around. Whoa, the star looks super close, man. Are we close to it? Not that close. We're like halfway out. That thing looks huge. Anyways, there's also black holes, but I think they just act as sort of wormholes rather than... I think they're wormholes, not black holes, actually. Anyway, let's go towards this one. I think that might be the planet I'm aiming at, but it's just in the same sector, maybe? I'm not sure. Looks a little odd. Kind of seems out of place. Yeah, there we go. I think it's because planetary atmospheres are kind of wonky. They don't work very well. So, whoa. Looks like I flew right through that, but that's just because of the animation. So, here we go. This one's got trees and stuff. That's cool. But are we seeing any good surfaces to work on? Eventually you can, if you get 1 million credits, which is the in-game currency, you start with 50,000. If you get 1 million of them, you can build a space station. I don't know why it costs credits to build a space station. Like, I get the parts cost credits, but it costs credits to even, like, set the first block down. But whatever. So this looks a little better for base building. Also, I kind of like the green more than the desert, because the desert's kind of bland. This one's got some rocks variety. I mean, the desert had rocks. I don't know. I just like this color more. Oh, man, I really don't know what I want here. You know what? This side looks relatively flat. This'll work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go... Oh, crap. I'm in the gravity, though. That's annoying. Okay. Let's back out so we're not in the gravity. And then we're going to build our rail docker. And there's something else I want to do. There's a reason I got the storage. Oops, that's not the rail docker. Where is the rail? There it is. The rail docker. No. I'm breaking things. I don't remember my keys for this game. It's been too long. No. 3. Okay. 0. And rotate this. So it is... There we go. So I want it to be facing down and forward, the arrow. So I'll put it somewhere like that. Doesn't look very good, but it'll function. So, whoops, I don't want to leave. So we'll go into here. We're going to go down to the planet's surface. And I'm going to set down here. Doesn't really matter just yet where I set down, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to place down this basic rail so that I can dock my ship to the planet. And then when you make a planet or anything your faction home, it actually becomes indestructible because you can't break a faction home. and anything docked to the faction home is also indestructible. So I don't know where the faction home is for the other factions. I'm pretty sure they have one. But, so that would mean, like, for the, I don't even know, the pirates don't even seem to be really a faction. Like, they are not on the factions list or anything. So where did I put that? I lost it already. Oh, crap. Where did I place it? Oh, there it is. So I shoot the beam, and boom, look at that. It's docked. So they attach at that point, and there they are. So I'm on the planet, and I'm going to build my base here. So if I align to the planet, I can get the gravity. So now I'm jumping around. The gravity is relatively light, but that makes sense because this thing is tiny. I don't even know if a thing this size would even have gravity. This is like the size of a large stadium in real life or something like that. Like, it's not very big. But either way, we're going to set down our roots here. So let's claim it as our faction home. And then we can also claim the system for our faction. Speaking of which, we need a faction for that. So options, create faction, AQS, that'll work. Oh, okay. It has to be 4 letters long at least. And there we go. We have a faction. And we can consider, we can either public faction, consider neutral's enemy, or declare war on hostile action. Not yet. Let's enter our faction signature. So now the planet should be claimed for us, and we could even name it, I believe. Home planet. Or I could take it like A.Q. Smith home. Anything I want. Let's just go with A.Q. Smith home for now. And let's make this our faction home. And then we're going to take system control for faction. So now you can see, I guess we are the yellow faction. We now own this territory bordering the traders. And here we are. And this should be claimed, this planet, but it doesn't show it because I'm on the planet's surface and my ship is in the way, or my self thing is. So look at the shadows. You can see that the planet does rotate, because you can see the lighting shift. It rotates very quickly, actually. But yeah, you can see the shadows and everything, and you can see that the planet's rotating here. You can see the sun move. I also think that's due to the fact that we are orbiting. But either way, let's get to the crafting systems, which are pretty fun. Or interesting. Craft. So what we have, we already got some of these when I mined that asteroid. So those are the basic things. So you can get all different colors of these ore. I got Surtees ore and Rammet shards. Every type of asteroid has at least, I think, one type of ore and one type of shard. So I got the blue asteroid, which contains the purples, which are Rammet and Surtees. So there's all different ones. There's like orange, green. There's all different names. So refined raw materials. If I look at this, see Macedor, that's like black. Sapson is white. Ferticine green. Hylat is blue. And ores go into metal mesh, and shards go into crystal composite, both of which are important base components for most things. So if I place those two in the refined raw materials and wait for this bar to hit full, boom, and they become metal mesh and crystal composite. Now I want to craft, I'm going to use those to craft a basic factory. Let me get a couple more first. But eventually I want to get, I think I can just leave it working without having the window open. So basic factory, yeah. So one of 10 of either counts. I'll take these and I'm going to remove those because I think I can get there's a much more efficient way to do it once you get the factory for refining things. But yeah, so let's I want to kind of keep it even for now, so let's get 10 of each. Place those in there, and there you go. Basic factories. So let's place down our basic factories. Hey, where should we put this? Because I'm going to make a big wall of like factory buildings. Probably here is fine. This is relatively open. Oh, I also got, when I was at the shop, I got a build block, which you can place on space stations or planets, and it lets you basically use the ship's build mode on the planet. So if I enter the build block now, I can fly around and construct things, which is a lot easier. For now, though, because it looks nicer, and it's not kind of crazy fast or anything, I'm just going to do this, build 2 of these, and I don't have power on the planet. So basically, any reactor I place on this planet is going to give that power. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now those aren't stable, so I'm going to use the build block. Remember, the further away the stabilizer is, the more efficient the stabilizer is. So if I build those there, let's fly let's use the build block. We're gonna go all the way, say, over here. 1, 2, 3. Oops, am I in symmetry mode? I am. Whoops. See, that's one annoying thing, is that it keeps symmetry mode no matter where you might be, or like what thing you might be building. So if I go into symmetry mode on my ship, it's gonna go into symmetry mode on the planet, which is frustrating, but it's fine. So this is unpowered still for some reason. It seems like these aren't making power, or at least they aren't making enough. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that, because they definitely should be getting power here. Activate. How much am I making? I don't know what's going on here. Are they not connected to the stabilizer maybe, or what's going on? Activate. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, see, they aren't compatible for connection. I'm trying to figure out why they aren't powering. Power and reactor. What? Build reactor. Okay, I have a reactor level of 0. It's got 5 stabilizers. But it's saying it's got 0% energy, which makes no sense to me. How much power is it getting? Docks. Oh, it's trying to power my docks. Let's just, yeah, okay, there we go. I had to tell it to not power the docks, because the docks were higher priority for the power. Because you can set priorities depending on like what you, if your power is too low, what you want to stay powered. So docks would be important, because if you were to use defense turrets on your planet, docks would be important, because the defense turrets need power, and if the docks aren't powered, then the turrets aren't powered. So anyways, now our factories are powered, so let's look at what we can build. The first thing I want to build is I want to make a macro. Sorry, no, I don't want that. I don't want a Mac. You can make a micro assembler or something like that. I don't know what I'm typing here. I can make a micro assembler, but first I want to actually make a capsule refinery. So that takes 10 of each. So let's go ahead and make 2. Actually, you know what? No, I don't need 2. So let's split those in half. You can just say I want 10 of each, and then the capsule refinery is going to be for these 2. It produces both metal mesh as well as ore capsules, which are very important crafting ingredients. So here we go. And if I go like this, boom, and now you can see it's making metal mesh and crystal composite, as well as Rammet and Certes capsules. So the Certes goes into capsules, Rammet goes into capsules. I think I'm going to need more power soon. So let's do that. So we can go into our basic factory, look up power, reactor power, and it's 200 metal mesh per power reactor. So it takes a lot of resources. So before we do that, let's see if we can make a standard factory. So there's basic factory, which is the lowest level, standard, and then advanced. And the standard can't make things that are made in the basic factory, but it makes completely different recipes. So it really just depends on what you're making for, if you're deciding what factory to use. As you can see, the capsule refinery is a lot faster than any other factory, but that's probably for the best. So let's try taking these 200, and we're going to make a power reactor here. And there we go. See, that's 1. See, you can see how it's important to get a bigger miner and mine more asteroids than you would normally. So if we do this, boom, standard factory. Now it also can make reactor stabilizers with crystal composite, I believe. Yeah, so crystal composite is used for stabilizers, metal mesh is used for reactors. And then I can come over here, place my power reactor, boom, go over here, place my stabilizer, boom, and now I've got a stable source of power. And it's a bit more power than I would have had before, tiny bit, but either way, it's working. I have these factories powered. I can place my standard factory, and then in the standard factory, that's where I make advanced factories. There is something really important that are useful, and I can't remember what it's called. It's called a factory enhancer, I believe. Yes. These, say if I were to say, if I press C on this, that activates the connection mode, and I can connect blocks to it. So if I were to make a factory enhancer, place it, connect it to the basic factory, it would actually make, for every factory enhancer I place, the amount of things created at once is increased by 1. So if I were to place this, say it make power reactors, place it's 200 per, right? So if I replace 400 with a factory enhancer connected, it would make both at once. So it would take all 400 and make 2 stabilizers instead of 1 at a time and taking twice as long. But anyways, so we've got a good amount of metal mesh and stuff, but what I want to do first is I want to go find, there's an asteroid belt, the yellow, which somehow reaches into the other system up there, but that's fine. And if I go along it, I can find asteroids and find other materials. So you can see that for some reason, I think when you dock a ship, the power system connects to this one. So that means my ship's power systems were helping power the factories, as well as if my ship were to have systems moving, the planet would help power those. So they kind of share a grid for the duration of you being docked. So if I come here, I'll intercept the asteroid belt. I should, hopefully, find, whoa, I left the atmosphere and things moved. Anyways, why? Stop moving. That's why one of my biggest complaints about this game. Look at this. I'm trying to leave the planet, and things just keep flying everywhere. Where am I? The planet's way over there now. I shouldn't have any problems. Anyways, so if I go towards my waypoint, should find some asteroids. I'll salvage them. And yeah, so they changed it. You used to be able to right-click for unfocused and left-click for focused fire. Unfocused just means they fire in a straight line. Focused means they fire towards your cursor. But unfocused is typically better for mining because you can hit a larger area of the asteroid. So I've gone to the asteroid belt and there's nothing here. So let's move up to another spot on it. Say up here. I'm going to charge my jump drive while I'm moving. And that should get me working on that kind of thing. So if I don't find any asteroids, oh, look at that, there's a shop. That's actually really good. I'm happy there's a shop somewhat nearby. What kind of state? Who owns that? Who owns that? That's a big deal. Pirates. Oh. Great. Is this the same one? No, because the last time it was Pirate Station Edda. Oh god, they're shooting at me. Charge, 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 charge. Get away from there. Okay, I'm out of range. Oh, did they hit me? No, I'm 100% on the left. You can see my ship's hull and stuff. God, man. Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. Which one is the pirate station? That one. And the shop is somewhere. So I'm gonna go. Whoa, don't float. No, no, no. Oh, God, I accidentally jumped directly to my waypoint. Where's the pirate station? Okay, it's not near me. Whew. I still had the waypoint set and I jumped, but it took me, luckily away from the station and not towards it. That could have been bad. Oh god, that asteroid was close to it last time. Station derelict. There's an empty station. Look at that. Wait, so where was the pirate station? Oh, it was on the way. I wasn't actually at the place yet. This is weird. Okay. So this is a abandoned space station. Looks like more like a ship to me, if I'm honest. I believe you can salvage these, but yeah, this is totally just a space. This isn't even a space station. This is a ship. Either way, it's abandoned. meaning I could salvage it, but I believe they nerfed salvaging these. You used to be able to get the base parts and just get a ton of stuff real quick if you found a derelict station, but they changed it, and now it just gives you scrap metal and crystal composite, metal mesh and crystal composite, so it's not as useful. It could be interesting to explore the interior. Some of the designs are really cool. Can I push it? No, I can't push it. It's a space station. Asteroids and stuff, if you crash into them, they fly around a little bit, but not space stations. They're immobile. So I don't know where the pirate station was. I'm really confused. So the shop, there's one shop there. And there's another shop there. So where was the pirate? Where were the pirates? I don't know. Anyways, let's charge up my jump drive and go somewhere else because I don't want to mess with the pirates. Ooh, but there are asteroids that I haven't mined that type yet. So if I'm careful not to go into the firing line of a pirate space station, then I won't lose my ship. Okay, this looks safe. This is good. So there's a white asteroid which has blue and what, yellow? Yeah. So what am I on? Focused? Okay, so I am on. I was on unfocused mode already. So I want to mine here. See, I'm scared about that pirate station because I have no clue where it was now. I'm completely turned around ever since I jumped. Ever since I hit the jump drive by accident. Either way. Oh, did I? You know what? No, I didn't. Look, it's going into my inventory. There's something I can do, which is really useful for mining, because your inventory has a limited capacity. It's got 2K. That's a volume, I believe. So what I can do, how do I have metal mesh wedges? Oh, can I just, I think when you can place metal mesh and switch it between wedges and different shapes for customization, but I'm not using it for construction. So what I have is a storage unit. So I'm gonna connect, where is it, my salvage computer to a storage unit, and that's gonna automatically send whatever I mine into the storage unit. And then the storage unit, which also has a limited space, I have cargo space, which I can hook up to the storage unit, and that will that'll make it so that anything that increases the space for my storage unit. And now if I mine, it won't go directly into my inventory, but rather into the storage, the chest, and I can open that up and grab whatever I mine. It just stops me from getting my inventory filled up. It's also, that'll be a lot more useful and important once I have a much stronger mining ship, because I'll be able to, like, if you get a big enough ship, you can just decimate an asteroid like this in like 2 seconds. As you can see, that would take a lot longer than 2 seconds for me to do with the current power of my ship. So what I've done, how much have I mined? So I've got 204 and then 7944. Let's go into the storage unit of my ship here. So I've got a lot of stuff in here now. So if I have 1,000 of those each, why don't I go down and let's go to the blue one, because we didn't get a ton of the purple ores, so we might as well get a bit more. Anyways, there's also the thing there, you can get fleets in this game. So you can use an AI module on your ships / turrets or whatever. You can place rotating turrets on top of your ships, and you can have them manned by AIs, so they'll just automatically shoot at any hostiles, pirates, whatever, when they get close enough to you. And you can also have fleets, so you can have a fleet fly around with you, also controlled by AIs. And what you can do is you can make a mining fleet, which is just a group of ships who will follow you around, and you can give them an order to mine or something like that, and they'll just fly to nearby asteroids and just mine them. So what actually used to happen is that when it's kind of the way it runs. You can see when I pause, it doesn't actually pause. It's just a menu. For some reason, the single player kind of runs like a multiplayer server. And what used to happen with my old computer... Oh boy, do I see red? Oh no, I thought that was a red tag, but it's just a derelict station. Red tags is just hostiles, so I thought there'd be a pirate over there or something. And I was really scared because I have no way to fight a pirate, and I couldn't beat a pirate in a fight at all. Anyways, what I was saying what was I saying? Oh, man. Oh, yes, I was talking about fleets, right? Anyways, they'll mine nearby asteroids for you. But, yeah, you can also have combat fleets. They'll fight enemies. Generally, the AI is a little bit tough to work with in this game. But I should have plenty of purple ores now. Let's go check it out. Oh, God, yeah, okay. How much space do I have? See, I've used 165 out of a total of 1.4k. I think the cargo spaces actually physically fill up. Yeah, look at that. They fill with cargo when you fill your ship with ores, etc., or whatever I might put in that storage unit. Anyways, so this one has the 2 white ores. The orange asteroid has, I don't know what they're called, but the white shard and the white ore. So let's get a good chunk of those, because you need certain ores. Some blocks can only be crafted using certain ores, so you need a good balance of everything when you mine. But anyways, obviously this is the first episode I'll be showing mining, but once I get into later, it's kind of just tedious and not exactly the most entertaining thing to watch. I'll probably skip most of that, do it either off camera or just cut it out when I'm done recording. It's really not that interesting. It's just that there's still stuff to talk about, new things to introduce you to in this game. It's a really good game. It's one of my favorites. Just because of the creativity and just the scope of things you can build. And just you can build giant motherships and stuff that just, they still fly around and fight. The bigger you build your ship, the more sluggish it gets, especially turning and acceleration and just general speed. That's why the jump drive becomes extremely important. The jump drive is especially important because when you have a big ship like that, it also takes longer to charge the jump drive. Just generally, the bigger ship you build, the slower you get. But you can also dock ships to other ships, like with those docking techniques I showed you. So I could dock, say, a little fighter to my a larger ship, and then I could open a door. I could use rail dockers to dock a ship that's literally just a wall, and then I could have the rails slide the wall out so that it would open like a door, and then it would I could release a fighter or whatever, or a mining drone, which was what I was doing on my single player world before it all got blown up by pirates, and I was really sad because I put hours into that ship, but it all just immediately disappeared because of a pirate raid. And yeah, I've learned that you should probably dock your ship to your planet while you build, because otherwise you'll get attacked by pirates and suddenly all your work will be decimated, which was a real shame. So I'll keep that in mind when I'm building on this server. Anyways, I probably have plenty of white ore now. What are they even called? Oh god, I have I have Sapsoon and Parsine. Purple are called Surtees and Rammet, and then Hylat and Hatel. Are there any other different types of asteroids around? So I've already mined the orange asteroid, which had the white ores, the blue, which had the purples, the white one, which had the blue and the yellow. I don't see any other types in this little cluster. It's all orange, blue, or white asteroids. So let's go back to our home planet. So it changed the color because it's called AQ Smith Home now. I don't know why it changed the color to do that, but I'm just going to jump straight back because I don't know if the pirates would be in my path. Whoa! What is going on with my controls? Oh, I'm not in flight mode. What is happening? I'm so confused. How did I end up here? Why is my camera... How did I do this? How did I accomplish this? I don't know what I did. My camera is suddenly out there. I've got a plan, though. Break it. Put it back. Should reset it. Okay. Ooh, I think I somehow moved the camera, but I don't know what I did. Oh, I right-clicked that way, but I think it automatically goes towards your waypoint if you have one selected, so... Alright, so that'll tell me where that is. Insufficient energy. I need to build some kind of landmark so I know which side of the planet I'm supposed to go to. So here we are, back at our home planet. With a whole ton of ores to process, which is real nice. So let's throw them all into this thing, which I don't have them on me because I forgot I placed them in the ship. Okay, luckily the gravity is weak enough that I can just hop up there, or I can just enter a build block. But if I'm in the build block, I actually can't reach the storage because it's not part of the planet. Let's go ahead and take all the ores. Somehow that only takes 220 space, but that's fine. So let's head to our capsule refinery, place all of our ores in there, and you can see it starts making capsules. I think it's 5 capsules per ore, which is plenty for what we need so far. We don't need a ton of things. I do need to know. See, look at this. I've already got 650 of these capsules because it's been making them all while I was gone. And I've also got a decent chunk of mesh and composite, meaning I can make some more power because I was seeing insufficient energy warnings. So one thing I like to do is just have a nice stack of factories so I can have one basically just set for each main item I need to make. Let's see, what do I need to make an advanced factory? What are the... So 50 of each. That's not very expensive, actually. I was expecting something worse. Anyways, there's an advanced factory. That'll make AI modules, I believe, and other difficult things or advanced things, you might say. So we got reactors creating in here and stabilizers in here. So let's get a nice chunk of those so I can increase the power. Oops, I don't have these in there. Whoopsie. Oh, you know what? No, there's a reason they're not in there. The inventory capacity is not big enough. So as with the storage, you can actually link up cargo space to any given block that has a storage. So the factories have a storage, so I could say hook up some cargo spaces to this factory, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to keep them like directly behind each factory. So let's give it 5 cargo spaces. And now it's got 600 space, and I can easily fit all those ores in there. And there we go. So now we're making more meshes, etc., etc. And I've got some more power reactors and stabilizers, which I will hook up to. I believe they have to be touching to be considered part of the same reactor. So we'll do that. I realized they weren't on, they weren't even. I was looking at them earlier. If I go to here, goes slightly one block ahead, but that's not a big deal. Anyways, I was hoping to line them up, but honestly, whatever. So it is efficiently stabilized. I think it shows you the efficiency is how well stabilized it is, and now it's a level 1 reactor up from level 0. Because it's actually got enough power supplies in it. So I've got some stuff. If you hold control, you can go into advanced build mode, so it unlocks my cursor and I can go off to the right and look at all these different things. Build helpers, you can do circles, ellipsoids, torus, all that kind of thing. Docking, I'm not sure what that actually does. Reactor align display, so I can lighten things so it turns off shadows and darkness while only in build mode. See, it doesn't turn off shadows, but it makes everything at least a certain level of light so you can see in dark areas while you're building. All these things. Symmetry mode, obviously I can place down this, and now if I place something on that side of it, place it on the other side too. And yeah, so one thing I want to do is increase. I want more basic factories. So if I go here, 10 of each, of course, like we already knew. So let's make a few. Let's make 2 more so we can have a stack 4 tall of basic factories. And then, whoops, I don't mean to connect them to anything. You can actually connect factories to factories, so I think when you do that, when this one creates something, and if I were to link it to this, it would automatically place it in this one. So you could create like chains so that you place in the raw materials and it goes through a bunch of different recipes and makes you one big thing in the end. Anyway, you can see that when I put more ores in there, it really started ramping up the amount of composite and mesh I got, because it's turning all of these into 10 mesh. So that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, all turning them into 10 of each. But also what I wanted to do, let's get some more standard factories in here. Because, how much does it cost? 20 each? Yeah. Let's get like 2. You know what? Let's just go the full mile. Get another 4 tall stack of factories. That should work. Whoops. I've clicked out of the game. There we go. And we got 3. Let's stack them high. Now, what I wanted to do was make those factory enhancers that I was talking about. Because they will be able to make... They're actually cheaper than I thought. So I need 50 of each mesh, which I have plenty of now. So let's throw, alright, yeah, they need 50 of each of the basic things, so let's make a few of them. See now, look, it makes one at a time, but if I were to hook up this one to an enhancer, boom, 2 at a time. So I'm going to hook a couple up to my capsule refinery, because that'll refine the capsules a lot quicker that way. Let's do 3, and now you can see, boom, that's like 120 per tick. Or whatever you might, I don't know what the standard unit of time is. I believe it's ticks. Anyways, we have a few factories that have a decent amount of things. What I want to make is salvage beams so I can mine more efficiently. Salvage module. So 25 of each to make a salvage module. That's pretty cheap. So let's take, how much would 25 of each make? 40? Yeah. Or, sorry, not 25 of each. Sorry, how much would 1,000 of each would make 40? Would make 40 salvage beams. So put those in there, and I'll be able to turn out 40 at once. Let's put a few more in here and get a couple more factory enhancers, because I want to make this one move a little quicker. Which one's making it? This one. Let's go boom, boom, and now it's going 3 at a time, 4 at a time, right? Yeah. So that'll go quicker. The only concern is that I think factory enhancers increase power consumption by quite a decent amount. So if I were to go over here and activate that, look at my functionality, no, priority. So these are taking 100% powered, they're taking on 950. How much am I producing here? I should be given a number, correct? Am I getting a number? I'm not getting a number here. I don't know. Either way. I've actually come to realize that I don't really need, because this is my home planet, right? It can't take damage. And what stabilizers do is, if you have no stabilizers on your power reactor, then basically one hit will detonate the whole thing. But if you have stabilizers, it'll take a lot more damage before it actually blows up. So I don't actually need stabilizers on a home planet, because home planets can't take damage. Anyways, I've finished these salvage modules, and I think I'm going to wrap this one up here. I've been recording for almost an hour. Decent amount got done. Nothing crazy. Next episode, probably build up this ship. I'll make some colored holes I can do, and that should allow me to make a more stylish, good-looking ship that also is very functional. So either I'm gonna start from scratch, build a whole new ship, or I can just build a hull around this one. It's got the basics, but it doesn't have a lot, and it's kind of compact, so I'm thinking I'm gonna start from scratch, do a sort of mid-level ship, maybe about that big. And yeah, anyways, thank you so much for tuning in here. And I hope you enjoyed Starmade. I am looking forward to recording more of it, especially with this new PC. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.